ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So please raise your hand if you are in a position to read today. Okay, no worries. So this in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the aspect of Manvantara has been described. Basically, in every day of Brahma, there will be 14 Manus. And so currently we are in the 7th Manvantara. And so there were 6 Manvantaras before this. So in this particular 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Manvantara activities have been described. All the Manus, past 6 and then future 7 Manvantara activities have been mentioned. The names of Manus and various other things also mentioned. That is the main thing. In this one, say fifth canto is particularly, describes about sthanam, the positioning of various living entities, and third canto is about visarga, creation and subcreation, like that. So in this canto, it's mainly about various manus. So here, Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukdev Goswami, "Oh my Lord, so far I heard the activities of various personalities within Swayambhuva Manu. And however, there are also other Manus, and I wanted to hear about their dynasties as well. And hearing these kind of, narrations is very pious. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking, you have elaborately described the Swayambhu Manvantara, the dynasty of Swayambhu Manu. But Parikshit Maharaj says, Not only Swayambhu Manu, but this Manvantara is Swayambhu Manvantara, but there are other Manvantaras, past six. I wanted to hear the um, you know activities of their dynasties as well. So this is the question posed by Parikshit Maharaj. Um, and Shukadeva Goswami says that yeah, so six hmm, Manvantaras have been passed. Hmm. Uh, so in each day of Brahma, as I mentioned, there will be 14 Manus. Um, so And the first Manu in this day of Brahma is named Swayambhu Manu. And so we heard quite a lot about his dynasty, Swayambhu Manu, and his wife Shatarupa. They had two sons, namely Uttanapada and Priyavrata, and three daughters, namely Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti. We heard Devahuti as son Kapila in the third canto, and hmm, and there was a little bit of description about Prasuti and Akuti as well in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm. Um, so here, what Shukadeva Goswami is doing is describing the little bit about Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu is the first Manu in this day of Brahma. We are in the seventh Manvantara. So Swayambhu Manu, he says that Devahuti gave birth to Kapila. Kapila is an incarnation of the Lord. And in the same way, Akuti, another daughter of Swayambhu Manu, gave birth to Yajnamurti, who is also incarnation of Lord Krishna. Yajna. So Kapila was born to Devahuti, and Yajna or Yajnamurti was born to Akuti, another daughter of Swayambhu Manu. And so here he wanted to talk a little bit about Yajnamurti, the activities of Yajna, what Yajna had done. Very, very briefly here, very extremely briefly. We described, we discussed at length the activities of Kapila in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But the activities of Yajna, as an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who was born to Akuti, one of the daughters of Swayambhu Manu, has been very, very briefly described here. Hmm? Um, so, and in that connection, Shukadeva Goswami talks about Swayambhu Manu's activities. A little bit about Swayambhu Manu. So, raise your hand if you are in a position to read a little bit. Meena Mataji, are you in a position to read? Can't hear
Yes,
you.
Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes. Okay, Shama Shriji Mataji, also thank you. Let's go with Meena Mataji. So four till 8, Mataji.
So that's Canto 8 from chapter 1st, text 4 to 8.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Shri Rishi Rovacha. Sukadev Goswami said, in the present Kalpa, there have already been 6 Manus. I have described to you Swayambhuva Manu and the appearance of many demigods. In this Kalpa Brahma, Swayambhuva is the first Manu. Swayambhuva Manu had two daughters named Akuti and Devahuti. From their wombs, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as two sons named Dakshinamurti and Kapila, respectively. These sons were entrusted with preaching about religion and knowledge. O best of the Kurus, I have already described in the third canto the activities of Kapila, the son of Devahuti. Now I shall dis- now I shall describe the activities of Yajnapati, the son of Akuti. Swayambhuva Manu, the husband, Shatarupa, was by nature not at all attached to enjoyment of the senses. Thus he gave up his kingdom of sense enjoyment and entered the forest with his wife to practice austerities. O skin of Bharata, after Swayambhuva Manu had thus entered the forest with his wife, he stood on one leg on the bank of the river Sunanda, and in this way, with only one leg touching the earth, he performed great austerities for 100 years. While performing these austerities, he spoke as follows. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Right.
Krishna.
So, Swayambhu Manu, um, at the end of his ruling, um, he went to this on the bank of river Sunanda, and there he stood on one leg and practiced severe austerities for 100 years of celestial years, 100 celestial years, demigods. Mm. So um, Manu is the first being like in that Manvantara. From him, all the kings and other personalities will come. So that's how the name is given to humans is Manava, Manu. Here Manu, Swayambhu Manu, um, son of Brahma, the first Manu. So he is actually setting a wonderful example by performing great austerities. Um, hmm, and while performing austerities, he offered prayers to the Supreme Lord in his mind. These prayers have been described from 9 until 16. Hmm. So, quite important prayers. So, we might read a couple of them. Uh, so, we'll pick up a few. So, here it is said, Shrimanur Uvacha येन चेतयते विश्वं चेतयते नयम् यो जागर्ति शयनेऽस्मिन् नायं तं वेद वेदसः. So Lord Manu said, the supreme living being has created this material world of animation. It is active because of the Supreme Lord. It is not that he was created by the material world. When everything is silent, the Supreme Being stays awake as a witness. The living entity does not know him, but he knows everything. So it is not that this world created the Lord. Lord has created this world. It is functioning because of the Supreme Lord. Uh, he is awake, he is active all the time. He, as a witness, he observes everything. But some people may not know him, but Krishna knows everyone. So this is one prayer. Um, so this is another prayer. This verse is almost similar to the verse in Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad, first verse, similar to the verse that is given in Ishopanishad. Atma आत्मावास्यमिदं विश्वं यत्किञ्चित् जगत्याहं जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जिता मा गृदः कस्य स्विद्धनम्. Within this universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Super Soul feature is present everywhere. Wherever there are animate or inanimate beings. Therefore, one should accept only that which is allotted to him. One should not desire to infringe upon the property of others. So basically, we should, everything belongs to the Lord. Everything is owned by the Supreme Lord. So whatever is been allotted to us, we should use it. We should not overuse it, overuse the property of the Lord. Hmm? Uh, so this is a similar verse as I mentioned, given in the um, uh, yes, Amina Mataji.
Kabisha, what does it mean over here that which is allotted to him, one should not desire to infringe upon the property of others? What does that mean?
Hmm. So means, yeah. So what is being allotted to us means. It's Prabhupada explained this verse. If you want to read Ishopanishad
Hmm.
first verse, you go and please read it. So that means we should not encroach the property of others. What is given to us, we should use it. Means we should not forcibly takes another wealth, another
Oh, okay.
property,
In the
belongings,
materialistic
or
sense.
another, yeah, like not
Yeah.
like a greedy person. I want excess like that. No, whatever is being given by the
Hmm.
Lord's arrangement, we should accept
I thought it meant, something like how people are going into space now, astronauts are going into space. I thought maybe it refers to something like that.
it. Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
So that those are the two verses, and there might be another one or two more verses. Um, yeah, so we will read more, a few more. There are a few more. I really like this. Yeah, text 11. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly watches the activities of world, no one sees him. However, one should not think that because no one sees him, he does not see. This is what people think, because I am not seeing God and God cannot see me. No, it's not like that. For his power to see is never diminished. Therefore, everyone should worship the super soul who is always stays with the individual soul as a friend. Hmm? So this is again witness. He's observing us. He's as a friend. He's coming with us. He's accompanying with us life after life, and he's waiting for us to turn towards him, surrender unto him. Because we are not able to see him, we should not think that he can't see us. Hmm. Uh, yeah. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, works just like an ordinary human being. Yet he does not desire to enjoy the fruits of work. He is full in knowledge, free from material desires and diversions, and completely independent. As the supreme teacher of human society, he teaches his own way of activities. And thus, he inaugurates the real path of religion. I request everyone to follow him. So, especially Ram Navami is coming up. Um, so, it will be, you know, we are celebrating it on the Sunday, 6th April. And especially this incarnation of Ram is um, to show the ideal path uh, for human beings, how a human being should behave. Mm. Uh, so while Swayambhu Manu was in trance, he went to the bank of River Sunanda, stood on one leg for 100 years of demigods and offering these prayers in his mind in the trance. And while he was offering prayers um, in the trance, um, so the demons, being very hungry, wanted to devour him. Uh, Therefore, they ran after him with great speed. That time, the son of Akuti, named Yajnapati or Yajnamurti. So he saw the situation and accompanied by his sons and other demigods, Yajnapati killed all the demons and Rakshasas. Hmm? Then he occupied the post of King Indra. Only this much is said about Yajnapati. So Yajnapati is also incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He was born to Akuti. Akuti is one of the daughters of Swayambhu Manu. So while Swayambhu Manu was performing austerities and offering prayers in his mind, the demons wanted to devour him. But that time, the Yajnapati, accompanied by the other demigods and his sons, mm, he killed the demons and Rakshasas. Then he took the post. He occupied that time. See, sometimes in some Manvantaras, sometimes Lord will occupy the post of Indra. Mm. So here, and the Lord occupied the post of Indra. He can do that. Uh, okay, this is about first Manvantara. And so then there is a description of second Manu and third and fourth Manu. So I will just show a picture. So in each Manvantara, there are six, um, kind of personalities are very key. So Manvantara, for each Manvantara, there will be a Manu. And that Manu for the Swayambhu Manvantara, first Manvantara is Swayambhu Manu. And then there are Manu's sons will be there. And there will be a set of demigods will be there. These will be changing for every Manvantara. So King Indra will change. For every Manvantara, there is one king of Indra. Okay. So currently, the um, king of heaven, uh, Indra is a post is given to is being ruled by Purandara. Hmm? But next Manvantara, does anybody know who is going to be Indra? I think this is a famous one. I think you should know this.
Ashwathama?
Um, Not Ashwathama.
Is it Bali Maharaj?
Yes, Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj. So, because Vamandev um, took the kingdom from Bali Maharaj, gave it back to King Indra, right? Um, and that happened in this Manvant. So Bali Maharaj had fully surrendered. We all know about it. And so, of course, the Vamandev had pushed um, Bali Maharaj down to the planet Sutala. Sutala is also very, very opulent place, very opulent place. Um, but Bali Maharaj, the Vamandev said, "You will be the next king of the heaven." Hmm? So Bali Maharaj doesn't need anything. He's a pure devotee. But pure devotees, what do they do? Whatever Lord's wants them to do, they do it like that. Are you able to my screen this table?
Yes, Prabhuji. We
You
can
are
see.
seeing the table.
Yes.
So these, six sets of personalities will be there. There will be Manu, there will be sons of Manu, there will be a set of demigods, there will be a king of heaven, Indra, and there will be chief sages. These are seven sages, and there will be a particular incarnation for that Manvantara. I mean, there will be number of incarnation comes, but this is called uh, um, Manvantara incarnation. This is one incarnation that is specific for that Manvantara. Mm? Along with there will be other incarnations as well, and there will be activities of the Lord. Say, for example, let's see the Swayambhu Manu. First Manvantara, the Manu name is Swayambhu Manu. His sons are Uttanapada and Priyavrata, and Devatas are Yamas. Um, Yamas became Devatas, and uh, so Yajna became Indra here. Hmm. Yajna became Indra, and chief sages are headed by Marichi, and you can see that there are two particular incarnations mentioned for Swayambhu Manvantara, that is Kapila and Yajna. Hmm? And Lord's activities are mentioned here, preaching religion and knowledge. Yajna and his sons killed the demons, like that. So then, the next Manvantara, second Manvantara, the description of second Manvantara is given um, here. So the name of the Manu is Swaroshicha. Swaroshicha is son of Agnidev. And there are other things mentioned. Manuputras, his sons were mentioned. Demigods were also mentioned. The particular incarnation was Rochana. He is the son of Yajna. Hmm? And the seven sages were also mentioned. So it's a post like, the different people will occupy these posts in the Manvantara, in each Manvantara. And so then in the third Manvantara, we move to third Manvantara. Third, fourth, and fifth, they are the sons of Priyavrata Maharaj. If you see here, Swayambhu Manu had two sons, Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Priyavrata had several sons, and among these several sons, three sons became Manus. For third, fourth, and fifth Manvantaras. Uttama is the son of Priyavrata. Tamasa is also son of Priyavrata. And Raivata is also son of Priyavrata. So in the third Manvantara, Uttama, son of Priyavrata, became the Manu. So this Manu, how long does he live for? How long does he live? Anybody knows how many Divya Yugas or the four cycles of Yugas?
71 Prabhuji.
71. 1000 divided by 14. 71 Divya Yugas. 71 means Divya Yuga consists of, one Divya Yuga consists of 4 Yugas. Yeah. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kal Yuga. So this is one Divya Yuga. This is one set. They continue to live for 71 sets. So that is, say, this is the duration of one set of yugas is 4.32 million years. 4.32 million years, one set. So you should time it with 71 to get the lifespan of one Manu. So there, the details of these were mentioned, like, these 6 sets. And then, moving on to fourth Manvantara. So this Manu named Tamasa is the brother of Uttama because they're all sons of Priyavrata. He had 10 sons, and Lord appeared in the fourth Manvantara as Hari, son of Harini and Harimeda. Harini is the wife of Harimeda. So as I mentioned, in each Manvantara, there is a particular Manvantara incarnation. So what was his activity, this Hari's activity? Hari saved Gajendra from crocodile. Okay. And as soon as Shukadeva Goswami said, in the fourth Manvantara, Hari, the son of Harini and Harimeda, as incarnation of the Supreme Lord, saved Gajendra from the clutches of crocodile. Immediately, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know full details of this protection, how Gajendra was protected by Hari as an incarnation. Hari is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And he wanted to hear because, these Lord's activities are very special, and he wanted to hear. So as a result of that, there was a breakage. He did not talk this fifth and sixth. So Shukadeva Goswami then decides to narrate the entire pastime of Gajendra, the elephant Gajendra, how he was saved by Lord Hari, as been described in the next few chapters. I mean, second, third, fourth. Okay, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4 talks about the entire Gajendra's pastime, because Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know the details of how the elephant Gajendra was saved by Lord Hari. Hari is the son of Harimeda and Harini. Hmm? This is a special incarnation for that Manvantara. Which Manvantara is that? Anybody remembers?
Fourth Manvantara.
Excellent. Fourth Manvantara. So this pastime, Gajendra pastime, happened in the fourth Manvantara. Hmm? So then Shukadev Goswami, he, you know, decides to talk about the fourth, the Gajendra pastime. That will be described in the next chapter, as I said, second, third, and fourth. Um, hmm, so we will have to conclude, but before we conclude, so let me summarize. This is a very straightforward chapter. Eighth canto mainly talks about the Manvantaras. Hmm. So Manvantaras, who are these Manus, especially in this day of Brahma. There are 14 Manus, and we are in the seventh Manvantara. 6 Manus have been passed, and there will be 7 more coming. Shukadev Goswami gives the name of all the Manus and all the 6 sets of people I mentioned. You remember, there will be a particular incarnation in each Manvantara. There will be a change of all the demigods. There will be changing of 7 sages, and the king of Indra will be different, mm, like that. So Shukadev Goswami gives the future Manus as well, future Indras as well, future 7 sages, the names of 7 sages, future 7 sages. Uh, uh, 7 sages in 7 Manvantaras, like that. He describes in this 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mainly talks about Manvantaras. And so Shukadev Goswami heard quite a lot about Swayambhu, dynasty of Swayambhu Manvantara. Hmm? Swayambhu Manu had 2 sons, Uttanapada, Priyavrata, 3 daughters, Sakuti, Devavati, Prasuti. And he heard until 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he heard the full descriptions of uh, dynasties of this first Manu, Swayambhu Manu. Mm. So he wanted to hear more. He wanted to know about other Manus as well, past 6. And so when questioned by Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami first talks a little bit about Swayambhu Manu, the first Manu. And he says that Swayambhu Manu, so after, you know, um, enthroning his sons to rule the kingdom, he went to the bank of river Sunanda, where he stood on one leg, performed austerities for 100 celestial years of demigods. While he was doing that, in his mind, he offered prayers. These are actually prayers given in the Upanishads. And some of these prayers are very, very beautiful. Um, and, the famous one is that um, mm, we discussed at least three or four prayers. One is about this world is created by the Lord. Lord is not created by the world, and even if no one sees, he always sees us. And yeah, so even if, because we are not seeing him, we should not think that he's not able to see us. And the another thing is we should um, we should only utilize or use what's been allotted to us, not to be too greedy to encroach others property. And if it is not us, if it is not belongs to us, we should not. That is the point. Whether others or the lords. um, and So he was offering prayers like this. Um, while he was offering prayers, the demons wanted to devour him. They felt hungry and they wanted to devour him. But the son of Akuti, um, Yajnamurti, who is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, uh, he came there with his sons and the demigods and killed all the demons. And that's how he protected Swayambhu Manu. So this is another point. I think you know if we continue to worship the Lord, Lord will do the necessary job to save us. Mm. So here Swayambhu Manu engaged in the worship of the Supreme Lord. But when the demons came there to devour him, and the Lord, without asking, Yajnapati came and killed all the demons. Then he occupied the post of Indra, it is said. So sometimes Lord can occupy the post of Indra when there is no personality, suitable personality to occupy that post. Similarly, Brahma's post also is given to a living entity, very qualified living entity. If there is no living entity, then that post can be occupied by Lord himself. And after that, then there is a description of second and third Manu. Hmm? Second Manu's name was Swarochisha, and he was a son of Agni. And as I mentioned, there will be six sets of people. They'll be changing in each Manu, each Manvantara. So Swarochija is the second Manu, and third, fourth, fifth Manus are actually the sons of Priyavrata. Third Manu's name was Uttama, son of Priyavrata, and Lord appeared as Satyasena in that Manvantara. Lord appeared as Satyasena. And in the fourth Manvantara, another son of Priyavrata named Tamasa, so became the Manu. And in this Manvantara, Lord appeared as Hari, as a son of Harini and Harimeda. And this Hari saved Gajendra from crocodile. That's when Parikshit Maharaj wanted to hear before, he interrupted, basically interrupted the discussion because Shukadev Goswami was, describing about describing the future, the previous Manus. So there it's been interrupted. He was interrupted, and Shukadev Goswami will talk um, more about this Gajendra, the elephant, how he was saved in chapters second, third, and fourth. And in the fifth and sixth, the later Manus will be described. In the fifth chapter, fifth Manu will be described, fifth to 10, I think, later chapters. So that's how this chapter ends. It's a quick one. And next week, we will be discussing the pastime of Gajendra. Hmm? Okay, so with that, we will stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.